Hey y'all, it's Tierney here, the Love Your Job Coach, and I wanted to share something else with you today. I don't know if you've ever heard anyone say that it's one thing to lie to other people, but it's different when you lie to yourself. They may have said it jokingly, kind of like, yeah, whatever you say type of thing, right? Nobody believes you. The truth is, we lie to ourselves more regularly than we like to admit. All of us do. And you're probably thinking, no, not me. I'm straight up with myself. And if you're right, you're right. I won't argue with you. But before you get too sure, though, just hear me out, okay? Because I'm going to give you the top 3 lies that I hear people telling themselves all the time. And I'm not exempt from this. I catch and correct myself when I do it now. And it's my hope that you'll do the same. The first lie that we tell ourselves is, I don't have a choice, okay? You have an unlimited number of options available to you at any time. What makes you feel as if you don't is the fact that there are consequences that comes with your actions that aren't always favorable, right? You have second and third order effects that you would much rather avoid, right? So while I get what you mean when you say that you don't have a choice, I encourage you to stop saying it because you hear it, right? Your brain hears it, and you'll find that it gets easier to repeat over time. And each time that you repeat it, it's like you give a little bit of your power away, like every time. And I don't know about you, but I have no desire to live a life of my own that I have no say in, okay? I actually want you to go ahead and try this and experience it for yourself. I want you to think of a situation where you most likely would say, I don't have a choice, right? Think about that situation and say it out loud. I don't have a choice. Okay. Now I want you to say it again. And this time I want you to really think about what you're saying. Like, hear the words. I don't have a choice. Doesn't that sound powerless? Like your life is being left up to someone or something else other than yourself? This time, try a different phrase. Think of that same situation and say, I choose this, or I choose to do this. All right. And then I want you to say it a second time, I choose to do this. And then how does that one feel compared to the other? Now, if you know me and you know what I do, I'm going to bring it up. Work, right? Do you dread going? Does even the thought of it make you want to turn up your nose, or probably worse, right? Why do you go to work? You probably thought of something like, because if I don't, then this, or because if I don't, then that. Guess what those are? Those are the results or consequences of options that you still do have available. Now, if that seems obvious to you, but you still talk about what you have to do, as I do sometimes, what good is something obvious if you don't do anything with it? I'm not being unreasonable or telling you that if you don't want to go to work, then don't go, just forget it. Now, I do that jokingly with my friends sometimes and family members. I am offering you an opportunity to change how you view your role in your life. Now, you can continue to say, I don't want to go to work, or instead of acknowledging the negative feelings that you have about it, you can opt for, I choose to go to work because I earn money there to be able to provide for myself and for my family. Or I choose to go to work because it's when I get to socialize with others the most, right? You can put in whatever your positive reason is for going. And work is just an example. You can change the scenario however it is that you choose. But my point is, find the good in the situation. And most importantly, stop giving your power away, even in the slightest sense. And remember that you do indeed have a choice. The second lie that we tell ourselves is, if I do X or say Y, people will think less of me, right? If I do this, people will think that. This is the lie that I hid behind for years now. And for me, it was the fact that I love work. It has its challenges for sure, and I love it. But if I tell people that, and I'm back to my previous thinking now, right? If I tell people that, they're going to think I'm crazy. So I hid behind this lie that if I do this, people would do that or think that. And being a student of human behavior, I understand why I did it. I understand why I hid. I understand why you do it too. It comes down to my brain, your brain doing its job. Now, what's interesting about this lie in particular is that it may only be a partial lie. It could be true. Back to me, my example, if I showed up and presented my videos, somebody looking could think that what I'm saying is quite literally the dumbest thing they've ever heard, right? They could. Now, in full disclosure, I didn't always enjoy going to work, especially in my very early years in my career. But the things that I was bothered with in my workplace were all the more reason to show up. Let me explain before you go thinking that I'm crazy, right? I'm an ownership type of person. You may have heard me say this before, and I'll say it again. I'm likely to say it about anything that I'm involved in. My workplace is my workplace. My team is my team, whether I hold the official title of leader or not. The things that I find myself or found myself disgruntled about, I had to be there in order to do something about it. And I didn't mean had to as in I had no choice. I absolutely had a choice. What I mean is I don't stand for certain things. And I couldn't do anything about those things by staying at home. I wanted to do something about it, right? I wanted to make it better for myself and for other people. I'd probably say one of my top 3 values is contribution. And work has always been a place that I got the opportunity to contribute. Now, it wasn't the only place that I had this opportunity, but the workplace was, and it's just, that's my thing. Now that I have my own business and I shape my own workplace, I get to work with people on a one-on-one basis to coach them as they show up first for themselves, then for others, and then the organization. And I get to go into organizations and help them determine and model what it is that they want to be known for. Can you imagine, though, all the things that went through my mind every time I tried to shake the idea of building a business, assuring people that I can help them look forward to work? No, you didn't have to wait for a better job opportunity that you'll likely eventually feel the same way about, honestly. And yes, you can enjoy it a little bit more starting tomorrow. That's a huge claim, considering how we're programmed to think about and to view work, but it's true. So thinking that others would think I'm crazy kept me hiding for so long. Now, probably the next time, maybe the time after that, but soon I'm going to share with you something that I think is really important, especially to those about my age and a little older. So late 30s to about mid 40s. So be on the lookout for that. I don't want to stay on this point much longer. I actually had another thing that I wanted to share with you about this point, but I can wait to talk about that when I come back. The bottom line, though, is this. When you believe you're worthy, you'll believe that you're good enough to do and to say what you want. Eventually, those thoughts of what others will think will shift and they'll soon be long forgotten, okay? Trust me on that one. The third and final lie that we tell ourselves that I'll share with you today is, it's too late for me. It's too late for me. That's a lie, okay? Many things, I should say, become less convenient as time passes. Sure, it's going to be more challenging to go back to school when you have a family and a full-time job compared to the 19 or 20-year-old who's single with no kids. But challenging and impossible are 2 different words. They have very different meanings. People face challenges every day. You're one of those people. And the challenges don't stop. You simply exercise your power of choice to select the ones you believe to be worth taking on, right? So let's say that you want to do a career change and you've successfully been in your current industry for 15 or so years, we'll say. So your early, mid 40s, you want to make a career transition to something that you believe would be great for you. You've gotten to know yourself over the years, I hope. You have some experience under your belt. So you have a pretty good idea that what it is that you want to switch to is more aligned with your strengths and your areas of interest, right? Whether it's a corporate career, working for somebody else, or you want to go into entrepreneurship. You know that the thrill is gone wherever you are right now, but you perform well and you're getting by, so you'll be okay, right? Yeah, you're right. Sounds like you will be okay. And if okay is what you're willing to accept, then stay. Stick with it. You get what you want. And when you're ready for more, you know what you have to do. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It may be very challenging. It certainly will have its challenges, but it's not impossible. Again, that's just an example, right? I can quickly give you another one. You're in your mid 30s or anywhere in your 30s and you haven't saved anything for retirement. Maybe you know how much you need, maybe you don't know, but you know that you haven't saved anything, right? Prepping financially for retirement, which is it going to be for you if you're in a similar situation? Impossible or a challenge? You decide. So my point though, it's not too late for you. Recognize when you're telling yourself that lie and flip the script. Do people still say that? Flip the script? Anyway, so those are 3 common lies that we often tell ourselves. I don't have a choice. If I do or say X, people will think this, and it's too late for me. What I want you to do now, you know there's an action thing, right? Pay attention for the rest of the week to the things that you say when a door opens or a window opens, or when you have an interesting idea about something, right? I'm not suggesting that you go after every idea that crosses your mind. I'm just asking you to think about what you say in response to them. You may ultimately choose yes or no, as far as acting on it. Just don't let a lie be what keeps you from being, having, and doing all that you desire, right? Now, if you find that you're telling yourself massive amounts of lies, and they may be different than the ones that I shared, or maybe it's just 1 or 2 lies, but they're keeping you from something big, there's a link to my calendar in the comments and in my bio. Grab for yourself a free 15-minute time slot because I love to speak with you about it, okay? Until then, I hope this has been helpful. Have a great day.